Hello folks and welcome to this preview of Continue $9876543210. This is a recently released Steam game. It is a game I had just reviewed on the site. You can read that at hiddenaudiolog.com, www.hiddenaudiolog.com if you're so inclined. And I figured it's a hard game to describe. I don't know if my review did it justice or not. So I figured I'd play a little bit, show you guys what's going on. Maybe it makes more sense here. So what we have here is the opening of Continue. That's what I'm just going to call it from now on. Continue. Not Continue? Not going to do that either. That's ridiculous. But Continue. This is the intro for the game. Basically, your character is a video game character. He fails in his quest. He dies. And this is what happens next. It's a pretty neat little cutscene that actually, when you first see the art style, which is kind of blocky, kind of feels reminiscent of what a lot of recent indie games have been doing with their art style. Kind of this nostalgic kind of callback to the more blocky look of games past. And I think there's a little bit of that here. But as you can see with some of these camera angles and some of the visual effects going on, it's not exactly that. So you will see this every time you start the game or every time your character dies because it picks a randomly generated character out of 6, I believe. That's not the only other random generated part of this game, is that there are a total of 6 environments you'll traverse in a successful playthrough of Continue 9876543210. But there's a total of 11 environments. I believe I've seen them all. Not sure exactly. So... And also, some of the puzzle solutions in the game are randomly generated as well. So, I figure I'm going to shut up a little bit, let you experience this cutscene. And then we'll get back to it once the game actually starts up. Okay, so that was the first intro cutscene. I think it starts off the game fairly strong. It's not really what you expect, and while it is kind of artsy, and I can see people kind of pretentious immediately, especially with the music that's going on, kind of Journey-esque. I still think it's a really striking beginning that does a lot of things with the art style that you don't really expect. So this is your tutorial level. You're not actually tested here. And yeah, here we go. So, moving with the keys, attacking with the spacebar. That is some substance of Continue. You go up to people, he will sheath his sword, and then you can talk to them. These things you're collecting are RAM, which is the money you... No, sorry, Foo. I believe it's Foo or it's FOD. Not really quite sure. I believe it's Foo. So you'll get a bunch of little environmental interactions like that. I actually haven't seen that before. That was kind of surprising, which is why I kind of shut up for a bit there. So that food you're collecting, that is what you spend to unlock other doors in the game. That'll make more sense when I get to that part. But for example, some of the dialogue, we can talk to this guy, and you can it kind of explains your backstory and why you're here and why you're in this area. Forgive me my disjointed speech of scrambled wordings. We, the low of memory allocation, with much clumsy words do talk. How is you? And that bottom one right there is you. I believe it is signified by the red font. I have failed you. I really like how the presentation of this game. I really like how that font looks. I like how like it crawls across the screen. That sound effect you can hear after the next one when I not stop talking. But I think this game has a really nice cohesive look to it, and it feels really unique, even if it's kind of blocky in a way that seems familiar. I think they do things in it with it which aren't obvious. Like look at that trash can fire in the bottom right hand corner. That looks really cool. Like the way it vibrates and kind of moves up and down. It's pretty awesome looking. Well, yes, a failure's you, true, but forget your mourning of the lost quest, your young player sprite. But so many died. Be at the peace with life you have led, want nothing else, and make ready for automated system garbage collect. So the garbage collect is the lightning storm that you can hear in the background sometimes. It is the final deletion software which is going to remove your character because your character died. You didn't hit continue as you saw in the beginning, so he's sent to this limbo-like state where he will kind of wander around until he finally dies by the garbage collector coming to get him. And your objective is to try to delay that as long as possible until your player character feels at ease with his fate. Cecilia come before you, angry at death, brimming with want. She hath run away in tears. Too much want in your heart have you. Stays here. To follow her, it doesn't worth it. Be with peace and take rest with us. And it wouldn't be much of a video game if we did that, so we're not going to do that. We'll talk to this guy. There, Simon, in the field you shall find peace. Go. Was there a guy down here? Talk to him? No. And there's some clever writing here, like change character, and we'll hit yes. You must learn to accept yourself for the person you are. You must learn to accept the life you have lived. There's nothing else. We'll try. There's some funny stuff like that, which like I thought that was just a way you can go back to a previous character you played as, but it doesn't really matter who you're playing as. But that doesn't matter, and so there's just a neat little thing going on right here. So let's go on. So this is the exit to this world. There's no timer for this world, and that'll make sense why here in a second. It's just a tutorial to tell you what's going on. Will I run? Yes. There's some really good, more poetic writing here that kind of, like, most other games would just say, will you continue, will you exit? This game's like, will you run? And you're like, yeah, I will run. Fuck this place. You gotta run away from the garbage collector, man. And so you get cool little stuff. Like, you get this little truck guy picking you up in the middle of, like, nowhere. It's really cool. Really fun stuff. Super abstract, but pretty neat at the same time. And you'll get loading screens like this in between every level you go between. How the game is structured is that you'll visit 2 levels, not like that, but similar. And once you solve those 2, you'll go back to a town level, and we'll get more on that once we actually get to that level, and some of the aspects and mechanics around that. Again, I really like the cohesive look. It's a video game, so of course it's going to have a directive or a folder organization that looks like that. The stomach of the angry volcano rumbles. And so this is one of the environments you'll pass through. I haven't done this one that much, if at all. I don't remember this very clearly. So this is a good tutorial message here. Dearest friend, you will be confused at first, but be brave. In time, you will understand. We'll try. And so it could have just left you with that, and you'd be left to your own devices here. But thankfully, it does give you the option to read the instruction booklet for the game, or don't read it, keep it mysterious. I played through this game first off, keeping it mysterious, because I wanted to I like the experience of discovering things on my own. Why I like Dark Souls so much, and other games similar to that. But and we will do this just so we keep this moving. And you can always do it later, so you know, the game is not hostile about this whole thing. Guy getting sacrificed over that's cool. So this is the game. You are running around this large environment. You're looking for these ghost characters right here, which you'll talk to them. This is a Dream Islander. Should I dream of heaven, Cecilia? I do. Okay, so that's kind of nonsense, but like that character in the first level explained, that's kind of like how it works. The memory, there's not enough memory for the characters, so their speech is fucked up. Now, not all of them will have this, but you can either pay them 10 fu, or you can exit the conversation, which means they will disappear. Paying them the 10 here, open up a door. That guy up there. So let's run up there real quick. If we run across any guys, we will talk to them because they're hard to find sometimes. So let's go up here. Levels are big. I really like the look to them, but let's go in this room here after we unlocked it. So we got this lady here. A feast to prepare our blessed meal of. Now, here's one of the aspects of the puzzle design of the game is where it will give you this dialogue question, and then you have 3 different choices. One of my issues with the game is that on subsequent playthroughs, when you play through previous levels and go through these puzzles again, they are different each time, so there's no good way of just kind of blasting through it to get to the content you haven't seen before. The way of solving these puzzles is talking to the NPCs around you. They will tell you the solution to this, which is marked by a special icon. I'll point out for you folks when I get there. And again, the game encourages mystery, but it doesn't require you to figure all of it out on your own. It will explain that like up there. So let's exit, because I don't know the answer to this one. Keeps the door open. Let's find some people to talk to. This is what the game is. This is the... Okay, so this guy actually right here, he will heal you because your character will take damage in these gameplay sections, which will come up here shortly. Or by car part. A car part will revive you when you die. There's 3 different consequences for dying. One of them is you can just use a car part, but they're expensive and hard to find. But he doesn't tell me anything I need to know, and I can't buy a door from him, so let's keep going. So you can fall off and stuff. So the game isn't super restricting about its environment design. Again, sometimes you'll find guys like here that you can ask about certain questions. So I said, I'm confused. Like, you will figure it out. Be patient. Talk to as many people as you can. There's no escape from garbage collection anyway. Very morbid, but this game's kind of like that. So let's talk to this guy. Same kind of deal, and you'll often find repeats like this, which just waste your time because, as you'll see here in a second, time is very important. Time management is one of the key aspects of this game. To shaman to pour his blood on you to guarantee the falling of rain. Okay, so you can see that icon right next to the text. That means that this is an important piece of dialogue. Unfortunately, that's not solve our one that we have up there, but it will help one of the others. So let's keep that in mind. Guaranteed falling of rain. Okay. And let's keep moving on. Find some more people to talk to so we can solve some puzzles and get some doors open. So here's another door. Pain, the black ghost of between our steps. Interesting writing. Not all of it's great, but some of it's really evocative. Maybe we'll stumble upon some of that, but some of it's really good. Like, that's kind of a bad example of it, but there's some good stuff in here. So let's open another door. Talk to this guy. Suck juice from the ripe-old melon. Stare at the sky and wonder. Understood. Also, your character has really good responses. Seems like he's kind of a stranger in a strange land, like all of it's kind of nonsense. Okay, so that's a timer right there. It doesn't show it on this for some reason, but this is a section of level that's broken up into 4 parts. 45-second timer. At the end of which, you'll be sucked into a random gameplay scenario. It came in a dream and said. Usually, those descriptions will tell you what you're encountering. This is a bad one to show because this is a non-playable one where you just talk to this guy over here, this big old friendly guy. This is the garbage collector. He's the guy who's going to kill you. I'm focused on you, player sprite. Simon, what is information request? List 1. Who are you? System/memory/management/ System/memory management/ garbage collection/ garbage collector/ sweep. So his response is similar to that. Your guy will be confused every time. So that is the guy who's going to kill you. Also, some of those wake up messages are kind of weird, and it leaves the environment in that state. So when you saw that door open up, it was one of the items we picked up. I'll be more explicit about it later on, but I'm pointing out what that is exactly. But basically, a door opened for you. So these are another part where you'll find shrines. They're special rooms. They're not any different looking on the map, but when you go into them, it'll give you a list of inventory items to pick from. Presumably, it is your character's inventory before he died. You'll have to return these specific relics to these shrines, and then you'll get a special reward for them. In this case, take the eye to the Virgin Shrine, so we'll keep that in mind. Talk to some more people. What is JavaScript? What is RAM? What is computer? Such strange superstitions, you traveler's brain. Okay, so these guys, as more segments of that clock fill out, more enemies will appear and engage with you. We'll play with one here in a second, but you normally don't want to touch them because they will fuck up your timer, because the timer will keep running even when these combat sections. Magic Hour will show you a room that is trapped. So there's another part is where these guys will warn you about specific characters in these levels who will sell you shit rooms who will fuck you over really hard. And once I explain why, it'll make a lot more sense to you. How they'll fuck you up. So let's go in this room right here. With blessing my ancestors, my hope for your generations to come. So this is one of the rooms that you get free lightning or prayer. Basically, you take one of their lightning or their prayer, whatever character is in here, whatever object or whatever power is in these rooms, and you have these options to take their lightning or their prayer. Lightning, which we'll do here, destroys the blocks that block the exits to the exits of the level, which you need to undo before time expires, or you're gonna get fucked over and the level will explode as the garbage collector comes at the end of the time, and at the end of all the segments, and you'll die. There's nothing else beyond the sea. And hopefully we can get to one of the prayers. That's actually a much more complicated one to try to convey. Okay, there's another person, don't need your stuff. There's another problem with levels is that sometimes it's hard. I wish there was a mini-map or something to make it much easier to traverse. Okay, so we ran out of time again. And we're over halfway, actually more than over halfway, and we haven't even opened up a passage yet. It's really bad. Okay, we get to another gameplay sections. They are different, so artfully dismember. So this is another one of the gameplay sections. This is a dungeon, which we only have 40 seconds to comb, defeat the enemies, and find the treasure. So this is the combat most in the gameplay sections. The problem is that it feels really janky, and the hitboxes are really wide or imprecise according to your character model. Usually, just to avoid getting damage, I'll stand in one place and attack them because they'll come at you at an angle, which makes that a viable option. It's not very fun. It's a really poor combat system, and the other shitty part is that these guys will respawn when you leave the room. It's really repetitive, and the game overall is really repetitive. So these are the keys you bring up, which means that we conquer this room, we conquered the dungeon, we found the exit to the dungeon. Those keys will open up doors, and it shows the keys down there. For finishing the level, you get one key by itself, and you'll find other keys in the levels to do that. And they will automatically open doors, which is good because we need a lot more lightning, we need a lot more thunder going on here. Oh fuck! So okay, I ran at that, but so it takes you to this up and down kind of section where the enemies will come from the top, which is a bummer because your guy can jump up to the top where you can't see these guys coming from and get hit, and it's like that, and that super sucks. A lot about the actual play of this game actually super sucks. The one benefit of getting these areas is that you get free food, so if you are low on that stuff, then you will be okay. Let's open up another door. Okay, that one's closer than the other ones up there, so let's see what's going on there real quick. Okay. The lady. 1,000 Island Truths, a story for you. So this is another free one. Let's get some more lightning. We need to open up at least one exit. The problem with these is that it'll hit randomly, so sometimes we'll hit in the same spot over and over again, or another spot that's empty, and won't do anything. It kind of sucks. So we did open that upper level, which is good. Now we can focus on other things, future survival plans. Shipwrecked Washashore, teeny undocumented volcano island in Makersoon. I can't pronounce that. Be taken in by the natives there. Live a surprisingly easy life as a hunter-gatherer, working less than 20 hours a week. The food source is surprisingly abundant. Speared with mud and free of chemicals and stress, sink fate into the beach sand tonight. In exchange for this easy life, a human sacrifice to the volcano god is to be offered. I'm guessing that's that bummer guy, that guy we saw over there. That's unfortunate. So yeah, some of those are abstract dialogues where it tells you about potential lives you could have led. And there's a sacrificed cow over there. Or cow. Let's open up the door. There's one right next to there. We still don't have a solution to that room, so I'm not too bothered about going over there right now. Another shitty part, those enemies will fall off the environment and just like get you and you can't hit them. See, parts of this game just really suck. some of these enemies will take more hits than... I hate doing that. It really sucks. Alright, at least we got more food. That's what's really important. I want to get in this room. I need to get at least one prayer before we get fucked over. Okay, we found a shrine. Hopefully it's a virgin shrine. Yes, fantastic. Okay, so we'll return. It was the eyeball. Okay, the shrines always give you prayers, no thunders or lightnings. So this is the town level you'll retune to every couple of levels. Prayers will add buildings to this level. The reason why this is because the garbage collector every 2 levels will catch up with you, and you'll have to hide in those buildings you make. If you don't have enough buildings, or your buildings aren't strong enough, aren't of a higher quality, then you will die. There's nothing you can do about it. Are we really gonna get another dungeon? Okay, this is one of the weird ones, which is a space invaders kind of one. Haven't figured out how to fix this one. I killed all the enemies before and still didn't win, which is kind of bullshit. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. Fuck. There we go. Okay, keys. That time it worked. I've killed all the enemies before. It hasn't done anything. That's just weird. So we got 3 more keys. So you'll quickly start stacking keys, and once you unlock all the rooms, those keys will turn to lightning bolts, which will destroy the exits, which is useful as well, if you're having trouble getting any luck anywhere with the lightning. So we have a lot of rooms available for us right now. See, like, it started doing lightning there for us. Okay, now that was the 3rd segment, which means that... That's a lot of lightning. 3rd segment, which means that we have 45 seconds. After that point, the garbage collector will arrive, and we'll be totally fucked over. Okay. Is this the one where we didn't know the answer to? Yeah, so let's just take a guess, because at this point, we're probably not going to find the answer with so little time left. So if we should prepare our blessed meal of, let's say, coconut goat, thrush eggs, and onion, toasted beetles. Toasted beetles, you know, nothing. It's not, but it'll still give you a reward. Usually it's small, but in this case, it was 14 food. So whatever, we'll take it. Let's go in this room. At this point, I'm just going to rush to all the rooms we unlock and try to get as much prayer as possible. I will pour my blood on you to guarantee the falling of rain. Yep, got it. So we get to choose. So what the hierarchy is, those free rooms will give you small lightning and prayers. These question ones will give you medium lightnings and prayers, and the large shrine rooms will give you large prayers. So we already have an exit. Let's pray. So you can see in the bottom middle of the screen, it says we have 6 shelters. We'll get 7 here. And we have pretty decent quality structure since we got the shrine one and we answered that question. Ideally, we would have answered the other question and gotten that, but alas, it was not meant to be. So we got a bunch of rooms up here. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's nail this. For the volcano god, the sacrifice of virgin chicken goat. We don't have the answer to this one either, so let's go with virgin. Got it. So let's get another prayer. Okay. Good. We have 8 shelters now. That's a pretty decent number. I usually want around 12 for the first level. That's a little. And another thing, the enemies will keep moving even near your room. So there's a good chance that after this we'll be totally fucked. And we only have 7 rooms, which sucks, but it is what it is. But it's still like a bummer that things like that. It's kind of this game is really janky in some very specific ways like that. But what are you gonna do, I guess? Okay, we get a free one, so let's get a small building. Small buildings are usually just trailer parks or little condo things right here. Got 9 shelters, good, nice. Decent number of medium structures. Just gonna rush these doors. Oh, come on. And then like, it's just sometimes weird navigating this level. Okay, another free one. Let's get more prayers going on here. Got 10. Okay, nice. Alright. Let's talk to these guys while we're here real quick. Paying the black ghost between our steps. We have 100 food, so nice. And an open door right there. It's fantastic. No, I do not need help. This guy must be sacrificed. So this is the Magic Islander, which means he's selling us a shit room. So what a bad room does is when you go into it, it says it's a trap, and then it will destroy usually about half of your buildings in your town area, which super fucking sucks. So fuck this guy. He disappears. He knows that we're onto the game. Empty room. Sit here alone and contemplate your soul. Is it there? Don't know the answer to this one, but let's go with perhaps. Think more on this, but take this. Okay, yeah, so there was an answer there, but I didn't know it or wasn't paying attention when I was giving it. Ground rumbles like an empty stomach. The volcano get hungry for sacrifice. Understood. 20 seconds. Okay. So let's finish these rooms and run for the exit. Prayer. That warning to tell you that you have 20 seconds to escape the level before the garbage collector comes. You won't immediately die when he comes. It gives you time to escape to the exit, but it's still kind of a bummer to try to outrun it because it takes out large squares with its lightning bolts. I have nothing but my lightning. Okay, so this guy, all you can do is this. And see right there, it just strikes the same place. That's really dumb. Forward you go with brave mind. Alright, let's get out of here. We opened all the local doors, got, I believe, 11 prayers, 11 shelters. That's good enough for me. Let's go up here. Oh, fuck this. See, that just happened. That guy just spawned, and I ran into him. There was nothing I could do about it. It was a real bummer. Most of my problems with this game is in terms of the gameplay, like all of its design in terms of interacting with it on a deeper level than just answering puzzle stuff or traversing the environment, is either really stilted or just really clumsy. So like that guy just appeared right where I was. So this is the exit, the top of the volcano. Oh wait, this guy came, fuck. Alright, so he's gonna immediately start destroying this area, but let's get out of here. At least I hope that was an exit. Did I just die? Okay, I left. Okay, usually it lets you know, do you want to leave or not? But it did not that time. So that was strange. Alright, and you'll get a little cutscene here, which you can't skip. Oh, I guess we won't get that cutscene. Sometimes there's these, in between levels, there's weird interlude periods where like sometimes it's a cutscene, sometimes it's a line of dialogue, sometimes it's interactive bit like this one. So seemingly we're in a church with all these monk-like figures around. So let's go up to this hole right here and see what's going on. Obviously, we're supposed to go here. Let us pray. O infinite void of nothingness, embodiment of our disavowed gods, taker of all that has ever lived, cradle my consciousness in your bottomless black hole, never to think, feel, want, or know. Let me be at peace with the cruelty of your truth, and do thou, O amorphous embodiment of emptiness, by the divine power of indifference, cease the synapses of my ever-thinking brain. There's some really good writing here. So that I may know no value in that which is there, my lightning, my prayer. You will hear those words a lot, my lightning prayer. It is kind of not the thematic crux, it's kind of nonsense, but it is its code it's going by, this game's. Okay, so we finished that level, we have another level to go through. Usually these are 2-segment, 1-minute long levels, but let's find out. Oh, and we have another cutscene part, so I guess that didn't count. Weird. Usually don't get 2 of these stacked up at a row. Stuff like this you can skip in the upper right hand corner, but we'll let this one play. Resting his head on her chest. He said, colon, sometimes, ellipses, I just need, ellipses, someone to talk to. I feel you, man. I'm talking to this computer right now. Feels pretty weird. You too? True. Let's say you too. Make it more formal, informal. Apparently didn't like that answer, or that's how it just ends. I've seen that one before, but I've always replied with you too, because that feels most authentic. Okay, Wild Shores of Love. This is a nice looking level. I really like what it's doing here with the fog. It's one of the easier levels. So to chase your silhouette and hold you again. On Wild Shores of Love, name of the level. So on this one, there are 2-segment, and it will warn you at the beginning, 2-segment long, 1 minute, 2-segment, 1 minute rounds. Chase silhouettes. So you'll have a couple of these levels where you'll find people, you talk to them, and they'll start building up a dialogue meter. So let's see here, let's hurry. Okay, there's one person over here. Fuck them, alright, goddamn it. No! Talk to this person, this naked person. lovely silhouette. And then one night, so you see 1 of 4, we have to talk to 3 other people to fully complete that. Let's find some more people. Rats. That guy disappeared. I don't even know if I can get over there. Another person, and then one night, a soft silhouette. Great. And then one night, a soft silhouette, my patient heart fun. Oh, fuck that. That guy moved really far. And then one night, a soft silhouette, my patient heart fun unto wild shores above, kiss. So, what's good about that is that after you find the initial 4, every time you talk to someone, it'll unlock a new area. Oh shit, I almost ran into that guy. So, for example, talk to this guy. Dialogue is already completed. Another door unlocked. One night right next, which is convenient. These levels are pretty good since they're longer. Well, not longer, since it's 4 segments of 45 versus 2 segments of 2. But you can quickly get doors opening. So, first thing, my strategy is always get a path open at least. So, even if you didn't get much prayers going on, you at least have a way out. And we have a way out. That's good. Fuck. Oh, I was hitting down, and yeah. This is a bummer, because as you can see in the top right corner, the clock is still going. This is just not fun. This is not entertaining. This is not enjoyable. This doesn't add anything to the game's thematic thing. It just kind of is there because it's a video game and you need to interact with it. But at least make it matter, I suppose. Make it important. I'll just throw it in because you have to. Alright, let's get into this guy here. I believe we already opened the door, so let's do this. Most of these ones will actually give you medium-sized buildings. We'll fill all the medium-sized ones and then small ones. Which is nice. And why can't I jump here? Why can't I just jump over that fence? Darwin, now close your eyes. Get more prayers going on. We're sitting pretty with buildings now, so we probably don't need any more, but let's use the time we got. I believe we just ended the first segment here in a bit, so yep, let's do this. And you'll still, for keys you earn in here, will still unlock buildings in this level, so that's easy too. It's easy to max out these areas of the game. A kiss before I go. Each level has their unique one of those dream things usually. So this is a hard one that kind of fucks you over right at the beginning. So you have to. I really hate those ones. Basically, there's that boss in the level who goes really fast around shooting that stream that like does a ton of damage to you. So when you, and it's a really difficult level. It super sucks, especially with how janky the game controls. So let's use up some food since we have a bunch of it. But basically, you saw we need a car part or expunge, which means that we destroy about half of our levels. Which, no fucking thank you. We already have not that many anyway. Okay, let's go open up some more. I may abandon here in a second because I want to know how to get to that bottom exit because I haven't done that one. Because as I said, there's random exits. It randomly strikes at you, so I've usually hit other ones. It's not here. Some more buildings. Got condo. Not great, but expunges means how many deaths we've had. It doesn't mean how many times you've expunged the level, but just overall how many times you have bit it in one of its gameplay sections. Let's get some more going on here. 15. It's a good number. Probably more than we need, but they transfer between. So if it doesn't reset back to some base number, so you can always go back and. So if we got like 20 here and it went to knocked out 5 or 10, 10 would still be there, which is a good baseline for us to start adding more buildings to the level. This is already starting me off down here, so I can at least see where the exit is. I think it's right there to the right. So we'll have plenty of time. Okay, so all he has is life. Let's take out more paths, I guess. Got another exit open, just in case. We're on the opposite side of the map. Okay, so this will get the exit right here. Good. Alright, let's keep moving along. Stop moving. No doors available, so we got all the doors. There's nothing else here for us, so I'll just talk to this other guy just to show you. No doors available. Okay, so there's no point. 20 seconds are up. Might as well just leave. Let's move out and get to the final section of gameplay where you exit. So this is the message it usually comes up with, which it didn't happen when we fell into the volcano. So let's get out of here. And you'll get one of these cutscenes. Some of them are pretty good, some of them, like this one, you see way too much. It just tells you how many times you've played through that level, over multiple playthroughs, I believe. So it's not super important, and you can't skip it. Like here, I'll show you. You can't skip it. You initiate skipping by clicking on the screen, and then a skip button will appear on the top right-hand corner. This is just to show all of the writings of prayers go into their little man's heart. Which is pretty cool. Lord's Prayer added +2. I believe that just means how many times you finish the level. Sometimes I have +3 on some levels, +4. Another cutscene thing. This one can't skip, but we won't. I really like how that fire looks. It's really cool. I mentioned in the beginning, but it looks really cool here. Nice little remorse. Do you remember your favorite pet from childhood? Kind of. You would sit by the fire and think of him or her for a moment. Seems long enough. What was it again? Well, my favorite childhood pet was a ferret, so it's neither a dog nor a cat, so it's the other. Ah yes, can you imagine him or her now? Do you remember her your quiet moments together? Let's do that for a second. Yeah, my ferret Havoc. Good pet. Good pet. Lasted a very long time. Let's continue. Died last year, actually. What we felt then. Yep. So there's some nice moments like these scattered around. But that was a very nice memory. Let us rest and journey in the morning. Okay, good night. Don't know who you're talking to. You're probably just talking to yourself in this case. Unless you're talking to the fire, which I mean is entirely possible. This game is not I would not be surprised. So it's kind of a shitty little town we have going on here. Not as big as I would like to see, but a little town made of prayers. Shelter me. So let us hide from the gathering storm. Okay, so these flashing doors resemble the ones we entered earlier, except when we go in, we hide. Time for it to run the garbage collection. So go around destroying these buildings. The smaller ones only take 1 hit before they dissolve, which is why you don't really want much of them. The bigger ones will take a couple hits, like this bakery will take a couple hits. Large ones will take 3 hits, which is even better. So this continues on for a certain amount of time. And then, for example, now I'm out. I have 30 seconds to find a new one, which is fine. We'll go into this one right here. Strike that one. Sometimes we'll zoom in and have one of these dialogue moments. Oh, endless black hole, spare me from your unending consumption. Again, I think it's 1-3. Okay. Take out that trailer park. Don't give a fuck about that. That one I think takes 2. Yeah. Okay. Gotta get out of here. Hide here. Strike there, because of course. Another prayer moment here. Oh, infinite void, I beg of you, grant me just a little more time. Okay, sometimes when you do that, it will move on to another section. Apparently, the garbage collector heard my prayers that time. As you see, this storm will knock out a fuck ton of your buildings, so that's why you want a ton. In general. I think I already hit it. Yeah, that one already did it. Let's go up here. I don't think that one's taken any. So you see, this like takes out a fuck ton of things. But we survived it. And the storm passed. And then you'll get this section right here. Every time you finished one of these levels, you'll get a long dialogue sequence here. So, and it gives you the option to skip, which is always a good thing for these longer ones. Continue. We're gonna play through this one because after this, we're gonna end it. Since that is, you're gonna do that 3 more times in the morning. The good people there found me. They bathed me, fed me warm food, and gave me a clean bed to sleep in. And there, I had a dream. Not letting me interact. Listen, but I can advance the dialogue. I needed to leave to find myself. And only out there, alone and away from home, could I perceive the ignoble meters that burdened me. And as I wandered through the land, the ordinary people and places I encountered seemed to radiate with significance and meaning. And the memories I took of them felt like little prayers gathering within me, soothing my want and guiding me to moments of wonder. My lightning, my prayer. Alright, but it was all a dream anyway. Still got this fucked up town where most of my shit fucking exploded, which is a bummer. I don't have anything really, Jesus. That would be a bad playthrough of this game. That lightning storm was way longer than I remember it being. But on we will. But on we go. Ever on. Forward unto dawn. app/path/LEB/mining town. And so, again, it gutted us a mile high, deep, and wide, and left a crater where they pushed the mountain aside. And then there you go. You will do that. So again, most of the first levels of these will be 4 times 45-second rounds. And then you do all this again. Talk to people, open doors, do that twice, get another sequence to advance the story forward, explore more environments, all that jazz. So that, I suppose, is continue question mark 9876543210. It is a very interesting game, and I think probably more interesting than it is good. It has a lot of interesting things going on for it in terms of its time management mechanics, but the actual gameplay where you're going around cutting dudes kinda sucks. It's janky and stilted. Usually you can get by with it, but later in the game the challenges will get much more difficult, unnecessarily so. It just is not. The good parts of this game don't completely outweigh the part where this stuff is kind of a bummer. But thank you for watching my preview, quick look, whatever I decide to call it, of continue question mark 9876543210. Go read my review of it, please, on hiddenaudiolog.com. You can also check out a bunch of other reviews and videos that we have going down there in our YouTube channel, including this video and among other ones, including some cool Battlefield 4 stuff. If you're way into Battlefield 4, you know, if you're watching this clip, you're obviously already in Battlefield 4. But yeah, I figure a video of this game will help kind of explain what the hell is going on. And that's that. Thank you all for watching, and have a great night. Oh, I know it's good. I know.